Where did Tierra have hers at?
Blue Earth.
Okay. They still deliver there, huh?
Yep.
Well, I tell you, this mail system's really getting bad.
You only go there if you want to die.
Well, it's like,
No, not Mayo. I'm thinking of Mercy.
you know, Mayo's like they're consolidating everything in Rochester. Who wants to go to Rochester?
Yeah. Eliza Nicole.
Oh, that's pretty.
So Caleb's mother's name is Nikki, so I assume the middle name is after her. I don't know where the Eliza comes
So how
from.
many kids does she have now?
Tierra, she's got 2. Mackenzie's just on her first one.
Steve.
Now, see, it looks like a baby, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Let's see, don't they look just alike, don't they?
Exactly.
Can you tell them apart?
Are they twins?
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
cool.
In the last 36 hours, I've had 2 more grandkids. So.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a pretty good 36 hours.
Yeah. Well, you know, they were just girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's a pretty good chance they're not going to look like him.
Well, no, that we count our blessings there. You guys, I wish you wouldn't remind me of such things, because I got out of the house without looking in the mirror again this morning. Day always goes better when that happens.
Took all the news off.
I should, yeah.
Well, we kind of did.
I know which rooms are in and I avoid them.
Using a tractor. If you're here, you got a sign.
I do.
Yeah.
After the last time I was here.
It's only for public hearings.
I'm not gonna cause any trouble.
Jerry, I know better.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right, well, mine says 9 o'clock. Let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would entertain a motion for approval of the minutes and the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve minutes and agenda.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Jensvold, seconded by Derby to approve minutes and agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed. Number 2, public hearing on a proposal to sell real property which is described as follows.
You're not gonna read all that?
Tract 1, Sunnyside Pit. Tract 2, South Half Block, Rebecca A. Clark Addition in Forest City. And Tract 2, lots 1 and 4 in Block 4, Rebecca A. Clark Addition in Forest City. The county salt sheds and the county shop. Yeah, I wondered about
I
that.
was guessing.
So basically, it's Sunnyside, the shop here in town, and the salt shed in town.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to open the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. So, want to let us know?
Sure. We had an online auction for all 3 of these properties individually. The high bidder for each of them and the bid amount was Tract 1, Troy Thompson, $430,000. Tract 2, Joshua Diamond, $390,000. Tract 3, PBVLC, $85,000. The total of these 3 auctions was well above our estimate, and I recommend we approve the
Can you give me the number on the salt shed again?
$85,000. So I'll recommend we, move forward with the sale of the properties and And we'll have, after this public hearing, we'll have a resolution authorizing the sale of the property and authorizing you to execute all the documents.
Any other discussion?
See if there's any comments.
Any comments from the audience?
From the public?
Carla, did you have anything?
I did not receive any comments.
Okay, anyone on the phone?
Well, seeing no comments, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Motion by Derby, seconded by Jensel to close the public hearing. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Get everything, Carla? Okay. Consider for approval resolution authorizing the sale of real property in Winnebago County, Iowa.
For good measure, I'll add the total of the three is $905,000. We have some commission advertising, legal fees and things, so we should have around $875,000 in proceeds. We had estimated about $700,000, so we're well above our estimate. And I think overall, as this fits into the bigger budget, it's really promising and kind of exciting to see that the property sold well.
It is. That'll go a long ways on your new building.
It's probably all the doing of Central States, right?
Oh, no.
Well, part of it's in yours and part of it's in mine, so you had the bigger number.
So I get to make the motion then?
I'll allow you.
Will you? Well, thank you. Thank you. I sure appreciate it. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the sale of real property in Winnebago County, Iowa, as listed.
I will second that.
Motion by Jensvold and seconded by Derby to approve the resolution authorizing the sale of real property in Winnebago County, Iowa. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Did you have purchase agreements with you today? Is that something you want to sign right now, or?
Is anything we need to have Kelsey look over or anything, or is it all just,
These are just the purchase agreements. Of course, the warranty deeds will be, reviewed by Jeremy Gray, as well as he's handling the closing for the property. So these are boilerplate documents.
that's fine.
But you're welcome to do anything you want. You want to look them over.
What do you guys, you think there's any reason to wait on that? Or-
No,
Might as well do it.
forward.
Okay.
So we'll do now.
I'm assuming, Carla, you needed two of these, that's why you gave me another one, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. So we can go ahead,
Or wait till after two, it's fine.
okay. You like to stick around for drainage?
I'd like to.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Good work.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Scott, do you have other?
Sure. Other updates?
Mhm.
We have a lot going on right now. This week, the Yulin Brothers moved from paving on R20 to paving.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Paving near Asmus Farm Supply and working back toward Rake. They did the main line on R20, they still have the intersections yet to complete and the tie-ins. So they have the base lift on the Asmus portion that was not paved before. That probably is done by now or getting close to it. After that, they'll put let me back up. The unpaved portion was originally supposed to be 2 lifts, 4 and 2 inches, and they changed it to 3, 1.5, 1.5, so they're now 3 lifts. And the reason they did that is because the portion that was already paved was 2 inches of 1.5 inches, and so that'll tie
Line
together
up.
better. I'd call it that's what a good contractor does, finds, improvements in the project. So they'll be laying probably the entire intermediate layer from the Osmus Farm Supply office all the way back to 30th and Rake today, and then likely moving to some road around Rake to put the surface on. And the plan is changing so often that it's hard to give you a good indication of what exact order they're going to go in. But with a couple more days of good paving, we'll have everything done. That said, we have rain in the forecast every day after today through the rest of the week.
Did you say R20 was done then, or?
The main line is done, so they went through the paved intersections and left that
Okay.
12 to 15 foot gap that ties it in. So there's still bumps all over in the railroad tracks and all that. So there's more work to be done there, but I think they're trying to get all the main line done first, and maybe they'll have the same paper, but maybe it's a smaller paper that does that tie-in work. Our guys are shouldering R20 today.
Did they do some of it yesterday?
They started shouldering today, as far
Oh,
as
okay. It just looked like, when I drove on it last night, the southbound lane looked like it had like dirt on it or whatever. It wasn't as dark as the northbound lane.
Is the tool they're using on this an attachment to the grader, or is it just from the trucks?
Right, so we have these homemade what do we want to call them, shoulder boxes that hook on the back of a truck, and they're mounted on there, so when they make the rounds and they lift their box up in the air, it kind of sits on the road and drags a certain thickness of rock. And so with the narrow shoulders, I believe they're putting a ribbon on the edge of the road and having a grader and a roller slide it over and roll it into place.
So is that something we can patent and the county can make like all sorts of money?
We stole the idea.
I was just gonna say, I just to say, I'm willing to bet we shouldn't bring up patent
Okay,
infringement.
perhaps not,
These
sorry.
These are unique, but they are inspired by Jasper County's shoulder
Okay.
boxes. So.
I'm sure you're looking for improvements on your own too.
Yeah, in the county world, there's a build your own mousetrap competition. It's basically county inventions, and they're where you
I
learn
didn't
about
know
what
that.
other counties are doing creative. And this was one of the top contenders in one of the, I don't know, last 5 years or something like that. I think Ethan went down and took a look at their machine, and we got some video and pictures and stuff, and came up and made it, and
Well, that's fun.
see what breaks and have to reinforce and whatever. So they're pretty cool for a homemade invention, for sure. So we'll see how they work in this application. They did some narrower shoulders last year, and I think it worked okay. So.
Nice.
How many of those units do you have then?
I believe there's 4 of them. So they have stockpiled material at the Buffalo shop, so pretty quick round there. So 4 of them ought to be enough, if not too many for the closer portion. I think that's all on the paving. We're waiting to paint it until we have all of the work done, including Osmus and Rake and R20, and then a little bit of microsurfacing. So it might be unpainted for a little bit yet. Keep the signs up until that's complete. I think that's all on the paving. So maybe jump to our shop location. They started on the salt shed. They got poles up and they're working on wall framing today. So the poles are concreted in the ground. They got the concrete poured late yesterday. All the materials are on site. So I think they're gonna try some of the wall framing, maybe some of the interior planking today.
What'd you decide to do for the floor of that?
Our guys are gonna do an asphalt pad with another invention. Similar but made for asphalt. Kind of a paver without all the bells and whistles of a contractor's paving machine.
Nice.
That'll be it this fall. The electrician's been in the shop working on finishing touches, and our guys have been moving all the contents from our old shop and trying to find a, organized place in the new shop. We got some new pallet racking, we got some new cabinets, new workbench, so just taking time to try and make sure everything has a place and fits neatly in there. But they're making good progress.
All right.
That's
You know, if Ethan got a chance to look at that tree on, Mill Road.
Miller,
That's by Carlson's acreage there. I don't think you can get by it with a combine now, so, without it hitting, so. I got the tape measure out, and according to it's about 2 to 3 feet, the trunk of the tree is in the right of way, so I don't know who the tree belongs to at that point, but,
sure, up on the Mill Road,
yeah,
south,
just
south,
north
north of Buffalo.
north of Buffalo. You get, just past 400, just north of 450th, the first acreage on the east side of the road. Just short of the city burn site.
Okay, I'll follow up with him. Anything else?
I didn't have any questions.
It's probably, I was gonna bring it up in drainage, but I think it's I think it's a secondary roads thing. There's, in section 21 Eden, there's a intake in the ditch that's basically missing. It's gone, got washed away.
Is it like the bar grade's missing off the top, or it's like the thick and bottom washed all out?
I think it's kind of washed out. It's Darrell Eastwold, and it's a 16-inch county tile that comes, I think. But I've got his number, and he put a flag in the fence line where it used to be.
Okay,
So, but I'll get the information
can
to
you
you.
text me his number or something like that?
Yep. He just said it's south side of the road on, but he'd be able to meet you out there even. But I believe it's probably a secondary road.
Okay, possible we have a work order for it already, we got a ton.
Okay.
Which road's it on?
And then he'd
was
like
it?
to know that too. You know, he said Derek Agee worked on it before, but he just gave me a bunch of, I don't know what road it's on, what actual road it's on. I was gonna drive by, but I ran out of time this morning, but I'll get it to you. Thank you.
One other thing that just popped into my head on our 50, just south of 450th Blacktop intersection. We have been investigating drainage problems, and where the wooden box culvert goes across the blacktop there was water sitting in that box culvert. I don't know on the west side if there's something blocking it, if there's sediment blocking it, or guessing it's not good to have that sitting in there. And then on the east side, seems like a lot of really tall ragweed and stuff. It's just a mess there. It'd be nice to knock it down and clean it up, if nothing else. Around there.
Check it out.
We're gonna end up with a lot more of that as people start taking crops out and seeing more. All right, anything else for Scott? All right, then we're gonna move to drainage. Is Chris around today?
She is. I think it's 75 and 11.
Yep. Hey, Hey, Chris, we're ready for you if you're available.
Yep, here, it goes across the road, and Josh is from here. Here too.
Hello.
Did you have anything for drainage?
A couple things were brought to my attention. Out in Mount Valley, there are a couple laterals that are gonna need maybe some, the whole length of it new. Chad Nordstock was the contractor who has been contacted. He's gonna do some exploring on each of those laterals. Just wanted you to know that, the cost could be kind of big, but,
Which ones?
lateral 36 and 34.
In what?
Yeah, and what? What did-
85.
Oh,
Mount Valley. Yeah. They're the old 100-year-old clay breaking down. Not really any tree root issues, don't believe yet. But the length could be the possibly high. So
So 34 and 36.
laterals, yep.
How big a tile are they?
I'm sorry.
How big a tile are they?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, all right.
One is the 22 and one is the 16. So the
They're
16
relatively big, yeah.
Yeah, the 16 would become the 18 because that's no longer made. The one at 36 is by Steve Strands, it's north of Steve Strands' home place. And then 34, it is where, it's kind of south of Strands on a different lateral. So, all of it. So I just wanted you to be aware that those might be coming, and depending on what that
Find it,
looks
Terry?
like.
Yeah.
With a repair like that, there's not much the landowners can do as far as, we want to keep it in good repair, but obviously send a letter and.
so he's already been out there and,
He hasn't done all
Explored?
the scope yet.
Okay.
He wanted to let me know first that this is coming, and I wanted to forward that to you guys. When I know more, you'll know more.
okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything.
Any other drainage?
Sheriff's Department hasn't got anything?
Nothing.
Oh, all right.
How about you, sir?
I just wanna thank supervisors, I don't know if you approved it, but somebody came along with a skid loader and cleaned the ditch of trees and bushes. It was nice.
Good, that's always good to hear. Thanks for coming in and
How about you, sir?
letting us know.
Well, I was wondering, you were going to do some investigation, after the, 2 weeks ago. I was wondering what the results of that, and like with your comments about, is that east of you?
Oh, yeah, this is in a total, no, it's
No.
actually west of you, so it doesn't involve you, I don't think, at
Okay,
all.
I'm just,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
and it's north of the highway, a couple miles, so,
okay.
yeah. I did get a call from Mr. Cord that has the property south of where,
Where it loops down to?
yeah, and he said it drained great. So he was not sure if there was a problem because his land had drained so well. So I don't know.
Yeah, it drained south
Yeah,
into town parking.
so east of that, by Pilot Knob, where Mr. Cord has.
Where it
Oh,
cro-
over,
Yeah.
but he's also the north of you too.
Yeah, so I'm talking the south, by Pilot Knob,
Oh,
that
by
property.
Pilot, okay.
Yeah, by Pilot Knob, that property,
Okay,
had drained well, and that would go north to
drains onto.
Yes, and he did not talk about that property,
Okay.
so I don't know about that one.
I was curious if that intake on his land works good. There's an intake on the, by Highway 9, you know,
At the corner
on the
there?
north, yes,
Mhm.
right on the corner. Is that one? is
I guess I
working?
don't know if we even looked at that one.
I did, it
Did
was
you?
working.
Okay.
Okay. And did you look at the one by Donchi's?
Oh, you have to, that's the one I was talking about. I didn't know, what other one are we talking about?
We're talking about
By Kelly's?
straight across the road
Oh,
from his.
across the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
in that field in the southwest corner there,
Okay,
there's an intake.
I didn't look at that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cause that always used to be wet too.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't look at that one.
Okay, so the Donchi one was working.
Then that's where Korth's is working good too, so.
Yes. So the trees on the Donchi part probably are okay.
I think so.
So we believe then that this is just a happenstance of so much rain and there's so much draining into that tile to get to that ditch.
What was the deepest the water got on your driveway?
About 30 inches.
Hmm.
That's right where the gas line comes across
Yep.
and it got right to the top of that there.
I wonder if they've ever been contacted about maybe raising their part.
Mm-hmm.
Would they need to raise it also?
No, they wouldn't need to raise it.
They wouldn't need to.
No,
Okay,
no. They said it wouldn't be an issue if the road was raised. It would just, go down like that.
Right,
to there,
right.
Apparently.
Is there a culvert under your driveway?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it doesn't drain everything from the west side. You know, just like there's water still laying on the west side, because the culvert only drains so much. I was wondering if there was an intake like on the up there, in Tom Barkman, if that would drain it further.
I don't know, because you're at the end, aren't you? Like after Tom's, is there any more tile, or is that the end of the tile? I don't remember.
You probably know this by heart, don't you? Do I even have to look?
Yeah, you could probably yeah.
Let's just refer to Steve on this one.
All right, so here's the crossing of the driveway. So there's a lat 6R on the west side of the driveway, right?
Mhm.
And there's a 6S on the east side of the driveway that both go north and connect onto 6R that crosses the highway.
But is that the end of it then?
Well, it'd be better to bring it up on the screen. Can you bring up?
Because I just wonder if, everybody has to get drained before his can.
Well, yeah, 6R ends right in the middle of that section.
Okay.
So, I don't know how far south his house is. That's why I kind of wanted to see it on the screen. 6S, no, that's 6, which one is this called? Lat 6 actually goes into Hancock County on the east side of it.
Mhm.
So quite a bit comes from that direction, on the east side of it. That might be part of the problem, all that head of steam from the hills dumping down in that low area.
Does it go to the Pilot Knob Road there, the east and west road? Where Hancock starts?
It crosses,
Yeah, Steve, you wanna flip the switch?
Thank you.
so what are we looking at there?
Okay, so I've got, this is the Kelly property, I've got drainage lines on and drainage
Yeah.
districts on.
Once you get rid of the districts, it'll
Okay.
be easier to see. There you go. Now we can see the satellite part of it. So you see to the right of his property there, that's Lat 6 coming out of the hills of Pilot Knob. And so quite a bit of pressure coming through that one. That's a main line there.
Yep.
And that is 18 to start with. And then it drops down to 15 before it gets to the highway.
We're finding that all the time lately here.
Yeah.
So the one that goes east of him,
It's 18 down at the bottom of the map.
Yep.
And it's 15 before it crosses the highway.
okay, Carla, can you zoom out one more time, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. So,
So there's the bottom
sorry,
of that.
Steve. So Corinth's must be down here, cause that's where Donchies live. And so Corinth's all drained up there and they were fine. So Lat 6 kinda curves up and then goes back up.
Yeah,
And this one stops before it gets to Hancock.
it's a shame that Lat 6 has to go all the way up, across the highway, and then come
And then come
back.
back down and then it ends up down here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a matter of, quarter of a mile apart
Right.
where it crosses the. But
But I
there's pretty good
it's
hills
just
there.
so much land, cause it goes all the way for what, 3 miles? Till it gets to that Joyce Road?
Well,
Or is it
as
2
a
miles?
crow flies, but it's traveling distance is
Right.
a lot.
So there's so much land draining into it that he's the last one that gets to get out.
Right.
So the water's traveling north?
Yes, and then east.
It goes back
the
up
tile goes
over
east.
the highway and then comes back up the highway this way, and then it goes over and then back over the highway and then back this way, and it's like,
It crosses the highway like 3 times.
yeah.
And comes back. And then it ends up in a ditch that's on Highway 9. And then it goes north again of the highway after it gets to the ditch, and then east over.
I think it's probably 18-inch down, that Lat 6 is probably 18-inch down where it's real flat, but then it goes down to 15, and it probably has a little more slope to it.
But there's so many laterals,
Mm-hmm.
you don't wanna make another one. It's not gonna help him. I don't know whatever.
It would have to
less
be,
rain.
it would have to be an improvement to cross over through a hill or something.
And that would get expensive.
You're
Oh,
talking
for sure.
over 1,000 feet of cut through the hill. That's where we kind of determine your most cost-effective option would be to build your driveway up.
Well, I have taken some steps to inquire on that, and that was why we talked to the gas
Oh,
company, because you couldn't do anything without talking to them first.
Talking to who?
Gas
The
company.
gas man,
they were okay if you did something.
yeah.
It probably just protects their line even better.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say, maybe they'd be willing to.
No.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want as long as you pay for it, right? Is that what they said? Yeah.
Sounds like the Corps of Engineers.
Mhm.
Do whatever you want. It's your bill.
Just do it.
I was wondering if an intake would help there when it comes across, you know,
On the west side or the east side of you?
on the west side, yeah. Because there is one on the east side.
We could talk to Ethan, but that's not,
That'd be on private property,
It's,
and is it a district?
or where it crosses a highway. I mean,
you know, that's 100 years set aside or whatever you call it.
yeah.
The WRP?
WRP, yeah. But it doesn't, the idea is that maybe it would drain down further, you know, in between the rains, because, you know, the rain came and then it wasn't fully drained down, so then when it came, it
To the west, do you see any rogue trees over the line or anything?
No, because Tom has that pretty well
Okay.
taken care of.
Just want to make sure we're not losing some drainage there.
Yeah, I don't think so. But my question then would be, is that a district intake? Or is this gonna be a secondary road intake?
Well, where?
If he wants a new one,
It'd be,
well, there's, well.
Well, where?
Pardon?
Where?
like on Barkamas, you're talking on
Yeah.
that side?
Yes,
Like where?
I don't know where exactly it would be.
probably right up close to, maybe down a little bit from the highway.
Okay, where,
Tie.
so it loops up and it crosses your driveway before you get to the highway.
Mhm.
Would it be somewhere there? Possibly, so you can tell if it's flowing across your driveway?
Well, it would take down, there's a pipe now underneath that takes some of the water, but then it doesn't drain it all down.
you just wanna get an intake so the surface water can get in there easier.
Yes, more, yeah. More of the surface water would drain down when the next big rain comes. It has, someplace to go before it comes down.
So would that be a drainage district issue?
Right, that's what I'm questioning.
But,
Because if it's in the right of way of the road, that's Highway 9, that's the DOT
yeah,
right of way, not our secondary roads.
But I think it's where it crosses the driveways.
But then that's his,
Then it goes north after it connects with, Lat 6.
I know, but the intake would not be along along the tile line.
oh, you wanna put an
Do you know
intake
what I
in and
mean?
then,
It's just an intake somewhere. Is that a district issue or a private or?
well, he's gonna put an intake in and then tile it to the tile line?
I don't
Or
know.
are you talking about just putting an intake right over the existing tile line?
Yeah, over the existing tile line.
Just to observe whether it's
Yeah.
working properly or just.
And to drain the surface water quicker.
Yes.
I guess that's what I was assuming, is that you wanted to build it right over the existing line, which when you put in an intake, I would guess that would be a district
Right on the tile line.
right on the tile line,
District.
yeah.
Because it would be an observation place, and I don't know if along the driveway, there's the best place for observation, and I don't know.
I like intakes.
I can check with Ethan to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
they're
only-
great
the
for
only-
going around and looking down in them and seeing what's going on.
I have seen intakes be a problem when you have that head of steam coming off the hills, then the intake's where it blows out the most. That's the easiest exit for
Yeah,
excess water.
It's the least resistance and it blows, so I don't know that that's always such a good idea either. Last time I opened one up, there was a bullfrog sitting right in the top of it, scared the heck out of me. I don't know where he came from. So is this something that needs to be looked at? I mean, if we're gonna keep,
By a contractor, maybe.
by a contractor, if we're gonna keep
'Cause
pursuing
it's really
it?
not secondary roads,
Right.
so I don't know if Ethan should have any involvement,
It
really.
can be if you wanted.
Of course.
Yeah. You're trying to, he's trying to start that three-phase thing where it eventually ends up being a road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's where he's going, yeah.
yeah.
It was a secondary road.
Okay,
Well, I thought being that, thank goodness it's all done after 3.5 weeks, but rather than wait for the next one, if there was something.
Sure.
I can have a contractor check it out and see if they think that's a good idea, or again, if it would just bubble up and not be worth it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or do you feel like maybe there's been several letters that written by Jim Witt in the past, who's looked at this many, many, many times, and I feel like maybe we should dig out that letter and just take a look at that one more time?
Yeah, any information is interesting.
What
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't know
information are you
if
talking about
maybe-
that he wrote?
What's that?
And what is it he,
Engineer's opinion on it.
It was an engineer's opinion on this,
on this tile?
yes.
I thought it was just the driveway part, Carla.
I think it's the whole works.
Okay, I will look at that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay,
Yep.
well, bring that information to us if you can, or send it out, Chris.
Yeah, if you can scan that and send it, and we can look at
Then
it.
we could have a chance to look at it
I'll do that too.
outside of the meeting.
I will get that.
All right.
Thanks, Carla, for the reminder.
Anything else on drainage today? How's your drainage, Gary? Doing good out there?
Oh, we need Hancock, Sue, and Winnebago to go together.
I did talk to Colin, or I sent him an email, and he looked at what Rick had done. And he said, yeah, it would be well over $5,000 now to get something going. So I'm
But
gonna
he
guess,
didn't give an exact amount.
no, evidently Rick didn't make a lot of notes because it was so, it's a new thing, so he didn't spend a ton of time on it. But he thought to get a district like that going would cost a lot more. He didn't have an exact cost because he didn't want to spend time on it either. So I want to wait until there's actually serious money that people are gonna put up before we get the engineer to even think about it.
That's what I came, I was just wondering if there was a dollar amount I have to try and get the neighbors
I'd
to
get
come up with.
10, 15, you know, and you can get landowners from Ward, or Hancock, Sioux, you know, get multiple.
Everybody feels when you start talking, going that far, that it's gonna be millions for each farmer along the way. No, it's not, because
Oh, all the districts that flow into it are gonna pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
if you talk to them, and it's like, I don't wanna spend money on drainage, well, you gotta do it sooner or later. It's,
Right, yeah. And we, and like myself or the trustees of the districts, can't make people do that. So this has gotta be, if you want it, somebody's gonna have to come forth with that.
cause I've talked to a few, and they'll come up with, you know, originally you said like 5,000, so about 1,000 each. And I said, well, would you go to 2 or 3 or 2,500? A couple of them said, yeah, whatever it takes to get it going. So I mean, but I know we're gonna be the enemy, number one, for the target on our back for, by the time people hear the total cost of the whole project, it's gonna be phenomenal. But when you spread it over hundreds of thousands of acres,
Yes.
it's not that bad.
When
Is
you
there some-
finally get the engineer's report and you realize, you know, it's more like $6,000 than what people think is $50,000, you know, when it's,
Is there quite a bit in area, I didn't look at my map, along that creek that's not in the district of any sort?
It goes clear up to west of town, so that feeds into it.
Yeah, there's that gap there that would have its own district then.
Right, that white would become a district, and all of the colors around it would flow into it.
Those are probably the people that would probably have the problem of, I didn't wanna pay to start with,
mhm.
but maybe some of them will see the benefit.
And I do recall there were quite a few people when we had that meeting at the barn that day. There were quite a few people there, which was nice.
I
But,
didn't know there was even a meeting.
Wasn't that for a different one, though?
no, we had a meeting
was
and
for
Rick
this.
came,
Was that for
That was
this?
for this,
cause he came out of like the goodness of his heart, he didn't charge us for that.
yeah.
Yeah, he came just to explain what could happen, but there's no way we could have sent a letter to every landowner because we didn't know who was gonna be in it. So I don't remember who was there, but I felt like it was quite a few. Mainly supervisors, you know, from each of the counties.
Oh, that way, okay.
Yeah.
Well, like, in my lifetime, which is getting to be quite lengthy, but it's been dredged, 3 times. And it shouldn't be that often
So who's been paying for the dredging?
25.
No, or the private people.
Well, that's 25.
20, yeah.
Or you did it privately
They have a private
elsewise,
tile.
okay.
Or a private ditch that also goes in there.
Mm.
Is that what you meant, or do
Well,
you need the
just-
trustees of that district?
I don't know who paid them because I haven't been a part of it, but just, my tile feeds into it and I was gonna do some more. And they said it's a waste of money to try and do this spot. I mean, there's already tile in there, but we gotta get the water flowing so it draws. And they said it needs to be dredged.
Well, yeah,
Way down.
well, trees cleared and
Yeah, we don't have a lot of trees in our.
not yours, but farther
Yeah.
down there is.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, just 2-3 miles down, it's like almost a forest.
It's like when we did DD 39, that was just a holy mess.
Yeah.
Just trees just
That was a
overrunning
big
it.
part of that bill, when the shared one, Hancock,
Oh,
for the 1 year.
That's when we started talking about the creek, that was
See,
also
that-
holding it back.
This whole project here should have been done before that one, because they're gonna end up with the same issue.
Well, if we can keep the trees down at least, that's a benefit. The dredging though, that's another thing.
I mean, we
Is
got-
25 just a tile district, or do they have a ditch?
They have a ditch.
Okay.
There's a ditch from the north that's called, Lat 1 ditch. And that ties in, to the main, what is it? It's called 25 Main, I suppose, ditch.
I thought it was just a
It
tile
goes over.
district.
That's
Goes
just,
over- clear
just,
over to Myries.
Yeah.
that ties in, is that by Merle Robinson's, where they
Yeah.
connect?
Yeah, and then it goes through, south of Merle's,
Right,
through Doug Swingan's, and then it goes over through mine. And then when it gets to my south line fence, then it becomes, Buffalo Creek. So it isn't,
so the north end of Lat 1 ditch goes all the way up, straight off the second curve south of town.
Okay.
About a quarter of a mile off, that's where it starts.
and then from south part of Myries, so then it goes to my farm down in, section 27 there, just right at the line fence.
What about that area?
That is the private ditch that.
Oh,
goes
that's,
to
and that's
Myries
not on
Field.
our map then, but it show on the, okay. All right.
So anyway, now you need one.
So, any dollar amount you're thinking that.
I mean, if you got a lot of people to put in 500, get 30 people to put in 500, or 15 to give 1,000, it would go, if the district is brought in, then that comes off of what they would owe, so you get that money back.
Mhm.
It's basically to get the engineer to start. So that's what they're doing.
The only way you lose is if it doesn't move
If
forward.
it doesn't become
So
a
you,
district,
if
then
it's somebody
that's-
remonstrance, does a remonstrance on that, right? I mean,
That would
could
stop
somebody,
it.
Yeah.
that would stop it and you would lose
Right.
your
Well,
investment?
I believe what would happen, I haven't come across creating a new district, but I believe that you would come together with this bond money. That gets the engineer to get a report. What he's gonna be doing is seeing who all dumps into it and what it would cost, an estimate of cleaning it. And then that's when the letters go out to everyone that they are believing to be in this district. And then we would have a hearing to discuss that report and do you guys want this district?
Which would be huge,
Which
because
would be huge because of how many people it would involve.
But it's spread out, too.
But then you would also know.
But that can be a good
I
thing.
could kind of create the district in the system to do the dollar amount.
on our end, but not
spread,
farther down.
You know, and then that would involve what landowners are in Hancock, what landowners are in Cassuth. We'd all have a huge meeting to decide yes or no.
Cause this goes clear over just about, Algonquin, I think, doesn't it?
I don't know what part in
You
Cassuth.
remember where's
No.
Buffalo Creek?
I
is?
thought it went north.
It ends up in,
Union Slough.
Union Slough.
And just stops
I
there.
can't remember, well, it runs into the raging Buffalo Creek hits, the whitewater of, what is that, the
I thought it went down.
wet,
And that continued
Is it
on.
Des Moines
to-
River?
West Fork of the Des Moines
But
River,
I
is
feel
it?
Yeah, I
like
think
we
so.
just dump into it, so we don't care about the outgoing, we just care about dumping into it, and then we're done. Right? We don't care what dumps out of it.
You mean where?
Like if
Into
it
the
dumps
river.
into Union Slough,
Oh, yeah,
that would
right.
be where it would stop,
That's it.
yeah.
Let it absorb it.
I thought it,
I mean,
as
if
long
it
as
keeps
it's part
going
of the
on,
water flow, it would have to,
cause that would be what we call our, where it dumps into. Does it go
It'd be
north
just
at
like
all?
a river if you were dumping into a
It
river.
goes on the, what, north side of Titanca?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and works over to Union Slough. My brother-in-law used to live out there along the blacktop, sold that to the Union Slough project.
So that's what I believe would happen, and then once you had that huge meeting,
so then, okay, you were talking about redistricting or whatever, so then that all becomes one new,
no.
each
Well,
county part of it would be
It would
their
be
own.
one district shared by 3 counties, but DD 25 is still DD 25. It just also pays into this new district. DD whatever.
Just like your
Is-
laterals within your district pay into the DD 25.
Yeah.
But
So
they
we
are also
don't say there's no
separate.
longer a DD 25, there still is DD 25. Each district is still its own, it has its own repairs, its own job. But then also, this is a new district. So you're just helping to pay within that, but you still have your own districts.
And that'll be, you know, classified out according to benefit.
Yeah.
So
They'll
we
figure
could-
your amount of water that flows through it and what percentage your amount of that total flow is.
And Rick did have a percentage, kind of a quick percentage of what Hancock or Winnebago or Cassuth had in it. So if the bill was $1 million, we would only pay our percent of it, you know. And then our districts in our county would pay into our portion.
Which ours is gonna be more of a percent because we're further,
I can't remember.
I think we have a
I think
bigger
we-
land
we're
mass.
further
Hancock
upstream,
has
so we use the whole thing, so.
Yeah, it's basically from this side of Crystal Lake up to the Buffalo Creek is all that, or up to the county line is where
Yeah.
Hancock would be involved.
So that's, I believe, how it would end up. The only way you would lose your money is if all of those hundreds of people said, no, we don't want it.
I suppose there's some down in Grant that would, or some would flow from Hancock into Grant there, maybe down by Woden and that.
But doesn't Buffalo Creek go clear up to Highway 9, almost between Thompson and Buffalo Center? Doesn't it
Well,
go
there's
there?
a
There's a line that goes south.
there's North Buffalo Creek and South Buffalo Creek.
What's that?
There's a North and a South Buffalo Creek,
Right, but
yeah.
this is all.
Is that in our county or their
The
county?
engineer would do the
No,
watershed.
it's, cause what is,
Because Pittston's, that was Buffalo Creek or whatever, when they had that.
yeah, when he, had the manure in it and got in trouble.
Buffalo Creek and
Yeah.
so I think it
Yeah.
come together or somewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where they,
DD3 goes down to Buffalo Creek, doesn't it?
yeah, I believe.
That's
in
the outlet
In
into
Cassuth
Buffalo
No,
County.
because 3 goes to Cassuth.
Yeah, I know.
Share 3
Yeah,
with
but
Cassuth.
it ends up
It ends up
in
in
Buffalo
Buffalo
Creek
Creek.
in Cassuth.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
So if we're doing something with Buffalo Creek all the way to Union Slough, 3 will be a part of it.
It's gonna be ugly. It'll be good in
That's
the
why I
end,
said,
but it's gonna
I
be
can
ugly.
just hear my home voice before it gets ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 3 goes all the way up north of the chicken farm.
Right.
Mm.
That's
It
what I
does,
say, it's
goes
a
all the
Buffalo
way.
Creek is
Yeah.
monster that really needs to be dealt with.
Well, what we need to do is get whitewater rafting on it and start getting tourism dollars to pay for all this, right?
All that
Well,
worked good
that's
on the
sad thing.
Winnebago
It
River,
moved
didn't it?
so
Yeah.
slow.
Nothing.
That's why it's silting right now, and maybe, you know, maybe you could make it into something that people would wanna raft down.
Yeah,
I don't think it would ever happen.
I'm guessing that's,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that might be, aiming for a
I think the
little too high.
restrictions of the Corps of Engineers would be your first problem.
For sure.
You can't make it wider, you can't make it,
Can't straighten out the curves.
And not touch the banks. But if we made it a district, then we can, because it's a district.
you can't
Didn't we do
straighten
that
it.
with 11?
We're talking about 11, you know? We
Yeah.
couldn't straighten it, we couldn't,
Right, you
we
had
had
to
to
keep
keep
the
the
actual-
original footprint, we just had to clean it is all.
Okay, but now that it's a district,
It doesn't matter, it's still,
You have to have
still
oxbows and,
belongs to the court.
really?
because it was a natural waterway.
If it was a natural one originally, yeah.
So what did they do in the Mississippi when it changed its route and,
That's natural.
I mean, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
things, you know,
Just like when you find all those original paddle wheel boats a half mile off the Missouri River down in Missouri, you know, it's in a farm field somewhere buried because the pattern changed.
Mhm.
So anyway, I vote you would have to get quite a few, just to start it, because the engineer is gonna have some hours in it to determine the watershed and who's all in it.
But with that many people in it too, it's not like 10 people are gonna be paying for it, you know? It'll spread it out.
It'll be an interesting formula for remonstrance in that big of a district.
Yeah,
Everybody gets vote, just one.
It won't be just one person that can remonstrance.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, one landowner isn't gonna control this one.
Mhm.
Not yet, anyway.
but so, you get the proposal, you have the meeting. Well, how, is it 50% plus one to pass to get it through, or is it?
yeah, because a remonstrance is 50% or more of the people who own 70% or more of the land.
So it's,
And stop it.
it's kind of a steep number you have to come up with to stop it.
Right. And I will look at the code to see exactly, because, like I said, I haven't been involved in starting a district. We just kind of added on to a district, you know, we didn't.
Or we've
maybe
switched
11.
people from one district to
Trustee,
another.
district.
Well,
So,
I went to the meeting in Hancock, for that one.
37.
And I mean, it got vicious, and the
That was ugly.
funniest was the person that inherited 80 acres, inherited, no expenses, and all of a sudden they were gonna have to pay 10,000 or 15,000 of the project. And they had no money invested in it other than what this was gonna be, and they thought it was totally unfair because they had just inherited within a year or two.
So they'd already spent their rent checks and
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was an ugly meeting.
yes, it was.
but there were so many that didn't want the trees to be gone. I remember that part of the meeting. What?
Who was it? Was it? I think old Ron got everybody so mad. Yeah, that was,
Like, somebody over here always says, if you don't wanna pay drainage, don't have the land.
as the old saying goes, is it's all's not fair in love, war, and drainage.
That's right. So, does that help you a little bit?
it's just,
No.
Because now it's just more people that you.
Okay, so the steps that would have to happen, number one, you come up with the money
Mhm,
to start the engineering
mhm.
overview, kind of a executive summary, what's gonna happen. Then they decide, these aren't gonna be hard and fast numbers that he would create, or,
Well, the problem is he would have to kind of create create the district to know, okay, well, all these landowners are in it, how much would they pay? It's gonna take them a bit to figure that out,
Yeah.
because you can't tell the
Is this like a
split.
5-year process or a 10-year process? Or?
Well, we're already.
It's just
what,
gonna be
5
a
years
lot
into
of dollars in engineering, a
It will
lot
be.
of dollars in
To create it.
engineering.
Right.
But it opens up the opportunity to actually get something done.
I wonder, this is a lot of work for me, but it's okay. I wonder if there's a way, if we got the engineer, got the bond to get the engineer, could they give me a rough estimate of the watershed? Not how much they would pay, but what is the watershed, who's in it? And we could do a preliminary
Mhm.
meeting with just the landowners. We don't know what they're gonna pay, we don't know what it would cost, but what do you think of this? You get
They
hundreds
get
of
people
people.
that aren't having drowning because their drainage is working.
Right,
They are gonna say, well, why would I spend another 10,000?
but there's gonna be people like you that understand it, that my water goes into it, it's going to benefit me at some point. Because my eventual outlet is gonna be clean. And when right now it's not. So I'm hoping that there's enough people that, the over 50% of the people would understand the process and what
That's a
could
good thing
eventually
about
happen.
being an optimist.
I'm trying.
But there might be more people that are having issues, they're just not huge issues. Where they might be benefited with, on 5 acres.
And there's
You
the
know, that
district,
might
but
be
remember the
worth it
number
to
that
'em.
always has issues, but it's the outlet, it's a tile district. And so maybe those people are like, yes, I want it, because then it's gonna be clean and it's gonna make my tile better.
Well, that one we had over in Grant Township there where we had the waterway and then it dumps into, they're
Yeah.
gonna benefit eventually
So it-
from it.
Yep, no, they're in
I
that
feel like
same,
the outcome, it would be great. It's just getting there.
of course, the guy that started that whole thing passed away, so he won't get to enjoy it.
So
So somebody inherited it and they'll have to pay.
Yeah, there you go.
that's where we're at.
Okay, well, I'll try and round up.
And just, and
So if I
maybe,
get 15,000, that's a good chance to get it started.
I believe so. It would give us a chance to know the watershed and maybe get a meeting before we get the engineer to do a lot. Do you think?
I think so.
Well, like you said, if we can get a list of districts,
We know
get
the
a pretty good
landowners.
idea of who we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
contact.
The ones that we don't have really the contact for are the one that's not developed.
In the districts, if they just dump into it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that way we could do it, I feel like for less money, if you just got a watershed. And then I can contact Cassuth and Hancock and let them know that we're more serious now, if that's what you want.
So once the money's put together, then we contact the other counties and say this is what we'd like to start with.
Yes. And this is what we think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they'd garner support.
And then, we could have a tri-county meeting
Sure.
to just say, this is what
Gary
we're
Kramer
proposing.
got this
Yeah,
messed up.
No, because it wouldn't just be your name, it would be all the people that you brought would sign a petition.
Yeah, that's tough. I've asked, and a lot of them, no, I don't wanna sign. I don't want my name on it because everybody will be mad at me. And it's like, somebody's gotta get the ball.
Yeah, but
rolling.
And so if they think their water goes somewhere else, if they have private tile and it goes somewhere else, they can prove that. And then then they're not in the watershed.
But then their money would be gone if they did that.
But most
If
of
they
that
put money in
turns
and find out they're
around
not
and
in.
goes
That's
right
true.
back to that. I mean, it may go a different direction for a ways, but a lot of it's gonna end up in that both directions.
One way, shape, or form. So find people that are serious about it, that know that it's a good thing. Tell them they have until the end of the year.
I know one that he's owns lots of land, Dwight Winkleman, he goes, well, I don't see where it's a problem on my land, which is just south of me, he just bought that farm, he said, you don't have any drown out spots, so why should I endorse it? So, I mean, and he's got money to where he
That's why he's got it.
Yeah.
That's what
So,
All right, so you have a plan of action, sort of, possibly. Okay.
All in my lap to get it going, otherwise it just.
otherwise, I don't know of any other landowners who want to do it, so, and they can't
Yeah.
make you, so.
Right, no,
Mhm.
but Doug and I are in the same boat, because it's,
And maybe he knows some people. Yeah, everybody knows different people.
because we both wanted it cleaned, and that's why I came to you.
Okay, well, if you need to get names and numbers or anything, I mean, you might be able to help, Chris.
I don't have any numbers of
Right.
people, but
Okay. All right, well, I think we're gonna move on unless there's any other pertinent drainage. Steve? No? Okay.
you don't have anything to add to.
It's not in
All
your
right.
budget to
Plan?
help with that.
He's been waiting really patiently there. All right, we're gonna go to number 6. Discussion with possible action, Lake Mills graphic closing and official papers.
So, since the Lake Mills graphic closed, I looked at Iowa Code Section 349.3, which says that we, a county of our size, need 2 official papers as long as there are 2 official papers. And since we do have the Buffalo Center Tribune already, but then we would need to appoint a second paper. And since there is a paper in this county,
Sort of.
to appoint them.
So is the 4-city summit still a 4-city summit? Yes, that people get the paper.
Yep.
Yes, we choose not to because it's so costly.
I thought the Lake Mills graphic was gonna become a part of that.
Northwood Anchor is covering some Lake Mills news. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I thought they were gonna.
I've heard Chris Nelson was trying to buy it, has been offered at some time ago, but again, that's just rumor mill, the way it came to my
Well,
ears.
he put it on Facebook.
Oh, he did, okay.
Yeah, that was early on.
Because we were discussing it at the office one day, because we're having issues, saying he has to do publications and things like that. I don't know where it went with the law as far as they talked about being able to do some of this stuff electronically, because she was having fits trying to, get a hold of even a paper to do such, and, and the 4-city paper's a subsidiary of the Globe. That's a blank office. Every time I've gone there in Mason City, it's closed. It's
Well,
like
that's what
calling-
I.
Even
that's
if
what I
you
wanna
try calling them.
Justify, is the 4-city summit really a 4-city paper, or is it a Brit paper, or is it a Mason City paper? And are we required to have them?
Through advertising through the Columns website that I do for Buffalo Center, they have the 4-city summit on there. Scott did it for his public hearings for today. And so we can put it through the Columns, and then it gets in the summit. However, it gets in the summit. I don't know if it's through Mason City, I don't know how it gets there, but it works.
But the Buffalo Center paper, I thought they were gonna try and make that a county paper, to where it's covering, don't they have an office in
And
4-city
that's what I
now?
thought, that Lake Mills was gonna end up being part of that.
But it's not official yet.
Well, unfortunately, we're required to have 2 papers, and since there are 2 papers, and I
The
asked
Buffalo
Kelsey
Center
if we could
paper,
wait till January when we appoint papers, and she said, no, we needed to do it now.
because the Buffalo Center paper technically isn't in Winnebago County anymore either. There's no office in Buffalo anymore.
Well, it's in Fort
They're
City,
right up the
But
block.
there's,
here.
yeah,
one block over.
Who's the point person for the Buffalo paper now?
but it's printed down in,
Talk to Andrew Shaw.
Okay.
isn't it printed down in, Iowa Falls?
Or
But
Hampton.
that's
Well, it
the problem.
doesn't
I mean,
matter
that
where
way
it's printed.
Where the people read it, not where it's put together.
So you're suggesting that we do 4-city and Buffalo Center however we can get it to them,
At least until
till January,
till
and then we can
January.
choose.
And then if somebody else, there's another paper that pops up, we can use that, but.
Isn't there criteria to make them a county paper? You have to have certain criteria met.
It was, Carla, wasn't it more with how many people
It's how many
purchased
people,
it?
Well, and that's what I'm questioning on the summit.
The readership,
but that's how we
Number?
could get out of not having them when there was 3.
But if Northwood is selling more papers in Lake Mills, they have a pretty good circulation number,
Well, that's something we can check on.
but they're not
if they
selling
wanna
in
wait another
Port
week.
City.
we
But
could
they're not in our
call
county.
Northwood. But they're
But the
selling,
readers
They sell
are.
Papers in our county.
and they're covering Lake Mills. 'Cause I get the Northwood paper and they've been covering Lake
I've been
Mills
buying it
stuff.
lately once in a while to read it.
They do a fabulous job of covering county information. They're
At one
coming-
time or I don't know, do you have all the circulations of the papers?
I do not.
Oh, Melissa has it.
Melissa had given us circulation numbers.
Okay.
I could probably find that and forward that to you. I hate to do a gut wrench, just determination here and not done the research.
If you come up with any viable, let's say, keep her in the loop.
And I know some people don't like to use columns, but I can help her because once you have done it, it's very simple. It is different. This
That's what it's called,
columns,
columns?
It is a
Oh.
business and they have
Hmm.
thousands of newspapers that they do advertising for. My contact person for columns is in Rockwell. So they just have certain people that help you with your local papers, but they have thousands of newspapers that they do.
If any, I'll have you saying,
Yep.
get connected, just
You
to
bet.
discuss.
Glad to
So
help
like I
her.
say, she's
Yeah.
pulled her hair out trying to, do the right thing and to let her
And you
the law.
guys have to do it by law for all of your stuff.
Yeah, your sheriff sales
Yep.
and whatnot, so, the one that shouldn't be that problematic to have to do so.
And they doubled their cost as far as the subscription. And so their numbers are probably down because nobody wants to pay for it.
Hmm.
But
This is where everybody's trying to be more efficient and
Okay, so is this something we're going to table until next week and we have some information from either Northwood or
Well,
Buffalo
if you
Center,
can
Forest
find me
City?
Melissa's numbers,
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for it now.
and take a look and ask Kelsey her opinion on that as well.
All right. I guess
So right
we'll,
now, we're putting everything on the county website, Facebook page, and Buffalo Center Tribune. So those 3 places, and then I'm believing that KRW also picks up most of our stuff.
all right, well, we have a representative right here.
Nodding his head yes.
Hi, AJ.
How you doing?
so good that she didn't see it.
Can I just wanna bring up this one point. There is a reason why newspaper is failing, and that is because people are going to their social media and news, and it's much quicker, much easier. You're not having to carry around a newspaper, et cetera. And so that is why we're seeing, unfortunately, a loss in readership for newspapers, because people are finding it faster than what it would be to, as is the case with the newspaper in Mason City. It's printed, it has to go down, it's first put together initially in Mason City, theoretically, and then it's shipped down to Des Moines, and then it's printed down there, and then it's brought back up here again.
It's old news, no.
Yeah, it's already, I already know what the news is just by looking on my phone. Why should I? buy
Carla,
it?
what's the code again?
349.
I mean, do we anticipate that may be changed because of this? I mean, there's a
I
lot of,
think our legislative priorities every year discuss the newspapers and how we can work with them or not work with them to get out stuff to the public.
mhm. Okay, so tabled. All right, open forum.
Hey,
Thanks, Chris.
Next week, I'll be bringing you some boiler
Ooh. Estimates?
quotes. We've also had some issues with those things like back here. So, we've been working to make things look decent in here, and then we get these things and they plug up, and then we have water that runs all over our new tiles in our ceilings and
Oh.
is running down the walls. So we're looking at maybe some better ways to do, I don't even know what they're called.
Is
but
it condensation that's
it's
happening?
condensation, they get dusty, and then the way they drain is just a little tiny tube that drains this whole like pan of water, and it's just a mess. And so we're looking at just not everyone, but the ones where there is obvious problems, and that, like, there's one in the clerk of court that every time it gets hot, I end up with a ceiling full of water. And then I've got stuff all over my desk and, ceiling tile pieces, and so we're just,
So Kevin has
or
looked
this
at
is
it and
something
it's
that
not
just needs
just
to be cleaned on a
or
regular
an
basis.
insulated.
it is cleaned on a regular
And it's
basis.
still
It's
so-
that's the issue, is I'm trying to think of the last time he went up there and cleaned it. So this spring, he went up, cleaned it. It leaked once after that, he cleaned it again, and did it again, so it just is, I don't know. And you can talk to Kevin more in detail about it, he can tell you better than I can,
Okay.
but it's pain.
And that's happened other years, not just this
Oh,
year.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And it's defeating because you know, doing all this work and then it just gets ruined.
Mhm.
That's not what we want to happen.
Is this drainage?
Basically, it is drainage.
You can't get away from drainage, can
It's
you?
Sounds like-
a whole different.
Sounds like a
different
lack
avenue
of
drainage.
drainage. Everything's overwhelmed
Read the
anymore.
tile side.
So there's your headline for the day. It was all about drainage, including infrastructure in the courthouse.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, now, are all the employees gonna have to pay in to get the drainage?
No, it's everybody that pays their taxes that are gonna be
Yeah.
paying.
Oh, guys,
There you go.
I'm in a whole other building, that's not gonna help me, so what?
Why do I have to pay?
You're here, aren't you? That's why.
That's an old story there.
Well, that's just kind of a universal thing there.
I do have to say, with all the heat and the humidity, and it's just been really weird, there's been like a lot of condensation, like TJ's old house, there's where the water lines come in, there's a lot of condensation and stuff, but if it's been happening all the time, every year, we need to look at it. Okay,
I
sure, go ahead.
I
No,
do
no.
have an item. We're in the midst of a hiring process, and I had a couple of inquiries posed to me as far as, do you have to live within the county? Can you live within so many miles of the county? And I know there's nothing actionable here, and I haven't had a chance to consult with Kelsey, but I just kind of want to plant the seed as to this might be something forthcoming, because we're seeing it all over in the area. They're hiring officers county car, living 25-minute response time from the county line, things like that. So it's just kind of the way things are going. Hopefully we don't have to, but I guess I'm planting the seed ahead of that maybe we have to put it on the agenda too.
Well, we've had discussions in the past that we can, when we hire a deputy, that we can choose to where that deputy needs to be. And, I know we've done that in the past. So, I mean, yeah, I would much rather have them.
As would I,
Yeah.
but in today's world, it's changing. And here I've seen it a handful of times already in the bordering counties around us. So,
I sent it to you.
and whatever they've had to do with insurance or whatever to get the okay that it's a county vehicle and we're taking it outside the borders on a daily basis. So,
We
Yeah.
don't have anything in our policy book that says they have to live in Winnebago County. I think it's one of those things where we prefer to have them live in the
oh,
county.
absolutely. Again, like I said, I'm just
You're,
putting the cart
you're
ahead
looking
of the
for the
horse.
future that
You know.
not everybody,
Yeah, and hopefully, I don't have to do that here in the next few weeks, but, you know.
Personally, I would be for changing the handbook to have it to where they have to live in the county. I don't think
but if it's gonna restrict good candidates for positions, that's the hard part then, is that you, I mean, I would too, absolutely, I'd love them paying taxes and sending
Right.
their kids to our schools, but,
And all that again, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here to.
Don't
throw it
kill.
out there that-
oh, there's a puppy,
there was a
sorry, there was a
golden
beautiful
retriever
golden
looked in here
retriever
and
there.
took a look at us and went the other way.
No.
No, yeah, no.
He was
Yeah.
here for drainage and we weren't talking drainage.
That's right.
Oh, we missed drainage.
He had to
Wow.
figure out where to drain himself.
Yeah,
So
there you
what
go.
does, Carla, is this something that you could go to, like, your chat groups and see what other counties do and see what they've had to do and,
Yeah,
I
Or
mean,
maybe through your network of.
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
like I said,
helpful.
I could inquire. I
Well, if
know.
they're gonna live out of county, how about they drive their vehicle to the county?
Yeah.
I think it would have a collar.
With the nature of what we do though.
I think they would have had a
if we
collar.
need 'em in that
No, there's no collar. I
situation,
thought that was, we thought somebody would have had it on a leash or something if they were in here.
Look like Lily,
That's a choice.
veterinarian's
Yeah,
dog.
well, I'll use Tyler Harmon, for example, where he lives over by Wesley or in Hancock County. He's a canine officer. They live on a farm. You know, they allowed him to take home a car and, you know, he needs to respond with his canine to drive a car, you know, to the county line to jump in another car. Somebody's dying out there laying in a ditch. You gotta go. So I wouldn't even
Well,
wanna mess with that.
I mean, if they were to live out of the county, you want them to have their emergency vehicle with them in case there's some kind of a, even if they're not on duty, sometimes there's, cause, you know, catastrophic things that happen
Right.
where everybody's all of a sudden on duty, so.
You know, going back 25 years ago, they did that with a trooper. You gotta live in your post, you gotta live in your area. Well, it lives on the county line. And-
So is there a way to make it equitable to, you know, the other employees that, you know, they, I don't know, you know, people get paid mileage, you know, and,
but not deputies because they have the county cars.
right. But I mean, I just,
don't think, I think this is an agenda item, not something we
Yes.
should be discussing in open forum.
that's true.
And
No,
like I said, there's nothing in the policy book that restricts it. However, we encourage people to hire people that are in the county.
Sure.
So,
So,
Or
we
are
can-
willing to move to the county.
yes.
right.
there you
So
go.
you could do some research and come back to us and we can discuss it.
Yeah, it'd be nice
Well,
to hear.
yeah. And again, like I said, I know it's being done, I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, I just wanted to plant the seed because I just think in today's world that we live in, this is where it's going. And
Sure. All right, good to know. I mean, so we'll bring back some information
And,
and,
you know, and if that would be the linchpin or whatever you wanna call it to get a very good qualified employee over just, you know, somebody, a warm body to fill a slot, like you wanna have the right ones, so.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. Anything else for open forum? All right, then we're gonna move to number 8, consider for approval the auditor's transfers.
I'll make a motion to approve the auditor's transfers.
I'll second it.
Motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to approve the auditor's transfers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Consider for approval of county claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the county claims.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jensvold, seconded by Derby to approve the county claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. All right. And while we're still in session, should we sign the papers or should we
I think that's just,
just, that's
you've
okay?
been
All right.
designated to sign, so.
Okay,